Welcome back and thank you for joining us for another edition of the CEO's blog. John, how are you?
I'm a bit under the weather today, Amanda. Bit of a cold, but I'll survive.
You'll survive, yeah, you'll push through. Well, you're usually pretty busy and this week you're going to be busy again.
Yeah, we'll all be busy this week. We've got the information sessions, the program information sessions. Tonight we start, of course, with Newcastle. We'll move on to Bathurst tomorrow night, Menangle on Wednesday rather, and the Riverina on Thursday. So I encourage everybody to make an effort and attend if they can. And we've got an extra one on at Goulburn. That will be next week on the 24th in the evening, and of course we're looking at scheduling somewhere one for Tamworth. So yeah, busy week this week, and we'll continue on next week.
Okay, so that's between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Yes, but just check the times.
Okay, all right, John. There was racing at Canberra on Sunday, and the first race went to Philip Willis.
Phil Willis, 70 years old, trained and driven by Phil, and congratulations. So, like we say, week in and week out, we have our young drivers really performing, and here we have Phil. What other industry can you compete at the youngest age and at the oldest age? So well done, Phil Willis.
Yeah, so that win was with Bentley Bullet, and there was a few interesting wins at Wagga last week with Saddlecloth 11.
A lot of interest at Wagga last Friday. Saddlecloth 11 won 6 of the 8 races. That's amazing. So starting off the second row, but the track certainly gives horses plenty of opportunity. One thing about Wagga last week, we received a little bit of rain in the last 2 races. Wasn't anything that you'd normally be worried about, but the track surface became sticky. Now, that didn't affect the times because I believe the last race was extra quick, or the last 2 races were extra quick. But we'll be down there in the Riverina. We'll be talking to the club, the track curator, and Ladex, who supplied the material for the track. That'll be this Thursday. So we're looking at that closely. But a lot of tracks, when it does rain, drivers do get a little bit on the dirty side, but there was very little rain there last week, so we'll well and truly investigate that.
Okay, so there was some feedback from the drivers that night?
Feedback from the drivers in the afternoon, and Chris Paul, who was our starter down there, he was paying very particular attention to what the drivers looked like when they came back. The mobile barrier, how it handled the wet track, or the damp track. I won't say it was wet, and we'll keep working on that.
Okay, and Wagga has a different surface than other tracks?
Wagga has a new surface. It's a magnificent surface, no doubt, because of the times they're running. They're eclipsing times in such a short period that the likes of Bathurst, when we first laid it down, certainly didn't do it. And we had a few problems with the Bathurst track when it went down. We lost a couple of meetings shortly after the first one. But well, we're monitoring it, and we'll certainly move forward with working out what the right outcome is.
Okay. Well, you mentioned it just a little bit then, fast times. Now, there was an extremely fast time in the Victoria Cup on Saturday night at Melton, set by Bling It On. What a sensational performance.
World record. World record time. We can be a little bit loose on these world records because of the distances, but that makes no difference. It's the fastest time that's ever been run over, I think it's 2,300 metres or thereabouts.
Just under, and they rated 151 and 5.
Yeah, well, he's a marvel.
Isn't he?
Bling It On is a marvel. He's won Group 1 races every year that he's raced. He had that very long break after being badly injured up at Albion Park. Horses of his age, he's at stud. He's not been to stud, he's at stud, and yet he's returned in phenomenal time. I really can't wait to see what he does in the Inter-Dominion, in the Hunter Cup, and of course the $1 Million Miracle Mile next year. So he's there for everything. Craig Cross is doing a wonderful job with getting him right on the mark. Luke McCarthy is positioning perfectly in the races. So yeah, Bling It On, what a superstar. And even better, He stands at stud here in New South Wales. He's a colonial stallion, and everyone should take advantage of whatever Harness Racing New South Wales is offering for stallions standing in this state. But Bling It On is one super horse.
Yeah, well, I think next stop is the Inter-Dominion in New Zealand for Bling It On, and in between they're going to collect from him, and some of his foals are hitting the ground now, and they're magnificent types.
Oh, well, he's such a well-bred horse.
Yeah.
He's a lovely horse. I compare him to a horse like Koala King from all those years ago. Put in the right place in the race, as Luke is placing him, nothing will beat him over that last 2 furlongs, but he's so tough as well. Like a Hunter Cup, he won a Hunter Cup. It's a staying race, and we'll find out in the Inter-Dominion. He'll perform so creditably there as well.
And he wears no gear, open bridle, no knee boots, no shin boots, no tongue tie, nothing. He's just a natural going horse.
And for breeders, they can see him in the flesh racing here in Australia, so there's nothing hidden when it comes to Bling It On.
Yeah, exciting times ahead. All right, John, do you have anything else for us in this edition?
No, only it's an early start this week for the edition, so we'll catch up next week. But the only thing is, people, please, trainers, owners, stakeholders, interested people, if you can, make your way to those programming information sessions. They are important for the future of the sport and for the future of placing horses here in New South Wales.
Yeah, it's vital, isn't it? All right, John, thanks for your time and enjoy your busy week.
I certainly will, Amanda.